session. Be active. And Nadia, could you please help me take notes? Yeah, please write down the name of anyone who asks questions. Yeah, yang
Okay,
bertanya
ma'am.
nanti tolong dicatat namanya ya, Nadia ya. Okay, thank you. Okay, is that clear?
Clear, ma'am. Oh ya, ma'am,
Okay.
saya mau bilang ada yang belum di ACC ke Teams.
Oh, okay. I will check later. Yeah, I'm still in my car, stuck in traffic.
Okay,
All
thank you,
right,
ma'am.
then let's start. Um, Group 1, are you ready?
Ma'am.
Yeah. Okay, please, you can start.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, ma'am and everyone. We are from Group 1. Today, we are going to present our material about mathematical operation. Next slide. Before we begin, let us introduce ourselves. My name is Anissa Fatia, and this is my group member.
My name is Garvan Zarif Wahid.
My name is Mika Rosalinda Pakpahan.
Our group was assigned the topic addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, the square root of, and the power of. The first material will be assigned by me, addition and subtraction. Next slide. Okay, what is addition? Addition is actually the first mathematical operation we learned when we were kids. Back then, we were taught that 1 added 1, the sum is 2. That is called addition. So here it is. Addition is how we combine two or more numbers to find out the total. The result of this addition is called the sum. The symbol used is the plus sign. Example, we have 3 apples, then our friend gives you 2 more apples. Now, how many apples do we have? Just add them. 3 added to 2, the sum is 5. Another example, 7 added to 5, the sum is 12. Or 25 added to 32, the sum is 57. Basically, just add the numbers together. Some of you might ask, why is addition so important? Because addition is the foundation for all other mathematical operations. Look at multiplication. It is actually repeat addition. For example, 3 multiplied by 4 is equivalent of 3 added by 3 added by 3 added by 3, and then the sum is 12. If we do not understand addition, we will definitely have difficult understand multiplication. Moreover, exponents are also repeat multiplication, which again goes back to addition. That is why it is very important for us to truly understand the concept of addition, not just memorize it, because future material will continue to use this operation. Next. What is subtraction? Now let us discuss subtraction. Subtraction is the opposite of addition. If addition adds things up, subtraction takes things away. So, we find the difference between two numbers by subtracting one number from another. The result of this subtraction is called the difference. The symbol used is the minus sign. Let us use the same example as before. Suppose we have 5 apples, then we eat 2 apples. How many apples do we have left? Just subtract 5 subtracted by 2, the difference is 3. Another example, 12 subtracted by 5, the difference is 7. 30 subtracted by 12, the difference is 18. 100 subtracted by 45, the difference is 55. Just like addition, subtraction also becomes the foundation for other mathematical operations. What is interesting is that subtraction is very often used in everyday life without us realizing it. When we calculate change money, calculate remaining time, calculate the age difference with our sibling, height difference, and many more. That is why it is important for us to understand this operation. Next. Addition and subtraction are inverse operation. Now we get into the relationship between addition and subtraction. It turns out they have a special relationship. Addition and subtraction reverse each other. In fancy terms, this is called inverse operation. What does it mean to reverse each other? If we do addition and then after that we do subtraction with the same number, we will go back to the original number. Look at this pattern. A added to B, then subtracted by B, the result is A. So we have number A, then we add B. The sum is A added to B. Then from that result we subtract B again, the difference will go back to A. Example, 5 added to 2, the sum is 7. Then 7 subtracted by 2, the difference is 5. It goes back to 5. Try again. 10 added to 7, the sum is 17. Then 17 subtracted by 7, the difference is 10. 20 added to 15, the sum is 35. Then 35 subtracted by 15, the difference is 20. 100 added to 50, the sum is 150. Then 150 subtracted by 50, the difference is 100. Try it with any number, the result will definitely go back to the original number. This is proof that addition and subtraction cancel each other out. Next slide. Like going up 3 floors in elevator, then going down 3 floors, we will go back to our original floor. This relationship also applies the other way. A subtracted by B, then added to B, the result is A. Example, 5 subtracted by 2, the difference is 3. Then 3 added to 2, the sum is 5. So they really do cancel each other out. Next. The concept of the opposite number. This is the most important one. Every number has an opposite. The opposite of 3 is negative 3. The opposite of 5 is negative 5. The opposite of 10 is negative 10. The opposite of negative 2 is 2. The opposite of negative 7 is 7. The opposite of negative 15 is 15. So here it is. The opposite of a number is the number itself, but with the sign reverse. If the number is positive, its opposite is negative. If the number is negative, its opposite is positive. Very simple but important. Now this concept will be very useful because it turns out that subtracting a number is exactly the same as adding the opposite of that number. The formula is A subtracted by B is the same as A added to the opposite of B. This means that every subtracting can be changed into addition with the opposite of the number. This is the key to understanding all operations with negative numbers. With this formula, we do not need to memorize many separate rules. Just remember this one formula. We can work on various subtraction problems, including using negative number. This is what becomes the bridge between the world of ordinary addition and the world of negative number that often confuse people. Next, example of the opposite number. Let us prove this opposite number concept using several examples. The formula is A subtracted by B is the same as A added to the opposite of B. Example 10 subtracted by 3, the result, the usual way, 10 subtracted by 3, the difference is 7. Using the formula, 10 added to negative 3, the sum is 7. The result is exactly the same. Example 2, negative 5 subtracted by 2, the result, the usual way, negative 5 subtracted by 2, the difference is negative 7. Using the formula, negative 5 added to negative 2, the sum is negative 7. The same again. Negative 8 subtracted by 7, the result, the usual way, negative 8 subtracted by negative 3, the difference is negative 5. Using the formula, negative 8 added to negative 3, the sum is negative 5. Same again. So all the examples have the same result. So this concept really works every subtraction, whether the number are positive or negative, whether it looks complicated, can be changed into addition with the opposite of the number. This is proof that mathematics is consistent. If we already understand the basic concept, we do not need to be afraid of problems that look complicated. Next. Getting to know negative numbers. After seeing the previous example, we start to often encounter numbers like negative 3, negative 5, negative 10. What exactly are negative numbers? Negative numbers are numbers that are less than 0. If drawn on a number line, their position is to the left of 0. The number line looks like this: negative 5, negative 4, negative 3, negative 2, negative 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What needs to be understood? The further to the right, the larger the number value. The farther to the left, the smaller the number value. So, negative 5 is smaller than negative 4. Negative 4 is smaller than negative 3. Negative 3 is smaller than negative 2. Negative 2 is smaller than negative 1. Negative 1 is smaller than 0. The easy analogy to understand negative number is that Positive means having money, negative means having debt. So if I say negative 5, it means I have 5,000 in debt. If negative 10, it means 10,000 in debt. If negative 3, it means 3,000 in debt. There is another analogy, temperature. Temperature below 0, example, negative 5 degrees Celsius means 5 degrees below 0 is very cold. Temperature 30 degrees Celsius means hot. Temperature negative 10 degrees Celsius is colder than negative 5 degrees Celsius. For the analogy of height, above sea level is positive, below sea level is negative. For example, the sea at negative 200 meters. Using this analogy, hopefully it will be easier to understand negative numbers and their operation. Next, positive added positive. Okay, now we get the rules of addition. When two positive numbers are added, the result is definitely positive. We just add the two numbers together. Example, 7 added to 32. 7 added to 5, the same is 12. 12 added to 8, the sum is 20. 25 added to 32, the sum is 57. 45 added to 23, the sum is 68. 150 added to 75, the sum is 225. Nothing complete here. Just imagine we have 7,000 in money, then we get another 5,000. Our total money is 12,000. The total is 57,000. 150,000 and 75,000. The total is 225,000. Yes, now this rule stated good and it never changed. This is the basic foundation. You remember the result is definitely positive. It cannot be negative. So if adding to positive, we confirm the result is positive. That's simple. Never underestimate these rules because here we start doing our understanding of the calculation. Next slide, please. Negative added negative. When two negative numbers are added, we add the numbers first, then we give the result on the negative side. Example, negative 4 added to negative 6, the sum is negative 10. The measurement 4 added to 6 is 10. 10 add the negative sign to negative 10. Negative 15 added to sum is negative 6. Added to 12 is 27. So negative 27. Negative 7 added to negative 8. Sum is negative 7. 8 is 15. So negative 15. Negative 15 added to negative 30. Sum is negative 15. 20 added to 30 is 50. So negative 50. What is that? Use the debt analogy. Negative 4 means 4 in debt. Negative 6 means 6 in debt. If we have 4 in debt and then we owe 6. Our total debt is 10. Is 5. The sum is negative 10. Another example, 50 in debt and added to 12. Total debt is 27. So the sum is negative 27. 7 added to 8 in 9. Total debt is 15. So the sum is negative 15. 20 in debt added to 30 in debt is 50. Yeah, total debt is 50. So the sum is negative 50. So the point debt added to debt results in bigger debt. This is not two negative makes a positive, but rather it stays negative and the number gets larger. The more debt, the more negative the value. The rule is important because it often happens in problems involving debt losses or decrease in value. Next.
Sebentar ya, Anisha. Ma'am, sorry, can you unmute the speaker?
Sorry,
Thank you, ma'am.
Victor, what?
Your mic is. Thank you, ma'am.
Next, addition with different sign, which is positive added to negative or negative added to positive. This is what often confuses people, but it is actually simple. The method: find the difference between the two numbers, then the result follows the sign of the larger number. First, positive is larger than negative. Example, 12 added to negative 5. The result, the number 12 is larger than 5. The difference, 12 subtracted by 5 is 7. The sign of 12 is positive, so the sum is positive 7. Next, negative is larger than positive. Example, negative 9 added to 4. The result, the number 9 is larger than 4. The difference 9 subtracted by 4 is 5. The sign of 9 is negative, so the sum is negative 5. Use the debt analogy. Have 12,000 in money, but owe 5,000, so net money is left is 7,000. Negative 9 added to 4 means owe 9,000 but have 4,000 in money, so still short 5,000, so the sum is negative 5. 5 added to negative 5 means have 5,000 in money, owe 5,000, break even, so the sum is 0. So the point is, if the signs are different, find the difference. Follow the sign of the larger number. You will use this often. Next. Positive subtracted by positive. Now we get into the rules of subtraction. Remember the basic concept we have learned. A subtracted by b is the same as A added to the opposite of b. This will help us understand all the subtraction rules. First rule, positive subtracted by positive. This is ordinary subtraction that we often do, but it needs to be remembered. The result is not always positive. It depends on which number is larger. first case, the first number is larger than the second number, it's positive result. Example, 9 subtracted by 4, the difference is 5. 15 subtracted by 7, the difference is 8. 20 subtracted by 12, the difference is 8. 100 subtracted by 45, the difference is 55. 200 subtracted by 150, the difference is 50. Next, the first number is the first number is smaller than the second number is negative result. Then example, 4 subtracted by 9, the difference is negative 5. This is the same as 4 added to negative 9, 7 subtracted by 15, the difference is negative 8. 12 subtracted by 20, the difference is negative 8. Why can it be negative? Because if the first number is smaller, it means we are subtracting more than what we have. Then the analogy, have 4,000 in money but spend 9,000, so we are still short 5,000, so the difference is negative 5. Have 7,000 in money, spend 15,000, short 8,000, so the difference is negative 8. So the point is, negative subtracted by positive is not always positive. If the number being subtracted from is smaller, the result is negative. This is important to understand. Next, negative subtracted by positive. The second rule, negative subtracted by positive, this is actually the same as negative added to negative. We can change it using the basic formula. A subtracted by B is the same as A added to the opposite of B. Example, negative 7 subtracted by 3, the result, change it first to negative 7 added to negative 3, the sum is negative 10. Negative 12 subtracted by 5, the result is negative 12. Added to negative 5, the sum is negative 17. Negative 18 subtracted by 4, the result is negative 8. Added to negative 4, the sum is negative 12. What is that? Because A subtracted by B is the same as A added to the opposite of B. So negative 7 subtracted by 3 is the same as negative 7 added to negative 3. And we already know the rule of therefore negative added to negative, add the number, the sum is negative. Use the debt analogy. If we have 7,000 in debt, then we owe another 3,000. Our total debt becomes 10,000. So the result is negative 10. So the point is, negative subtracted by positive result in a negative number and the value gets larger. This is like adding to a debt burden. The more debt, the more negative the value. Next. Negative subtracted by negative. This rule often makes people dizzy, but it is actually easy if you remember the formula. The formula is A subtracted by negative B is the same as A added to B to negative, meaning here change the operation from subtraction to addition. What needs to be understood? The result can be negative or positive, depending on which number is larger after being changed to addition. First case, the front number negative is larger than the back number positive after being changed. Example, negative 5 subtracted by negative 3 is the same as negative 5 added to 3. The sum is negative 2. The number 5 is larger than 3. The result remains negative, which is negative 2. Negative 8 separated by negative 2 is the same as negative 8 added to 2. The sum is negative 6. Negative 10 separated by negative 6, the same as negative 10 added to 6. The sum is negative 4. From negative 5 to negative 2, it means the value decrease depth 5 after depth 3 is erased remaining depth 2, so the difference is negative 2. The back number, positive after being changed, is larger than the front number. Example, negative 3 separated by negative 7 is the same as negative 3 added to 7. The sum is 4. The number 7 is larger than 3. The sum is positive 4. This happened because depth 3 is erased by 7, meaning we actually get overpaid, so we have money 4. So the point is, negative subtracted by negative is the same as addition. The result follows the larger number. If the negative number is larger, the result remains negative but the value decreases. If the positive number is larger, the result becomes positive. Next. Positive subtracted by negative. This uses the same formula. A subtracted by negative B is the same as A added to B. The result is definitely positive because positive added to positive. Example, 10 subtracted by negative 4 is the same as 10 added to 4. The sum is 14. 15 subtracted by negative 6 is the same as 15 added to 6. The sum is 21. 8 subtracted by negative 3 is the same as 8 added to 3. The sum is 11. 20 subtracted by negative 7 is the same as 20 added to 7. The sum is 27. Why is that? Use the debt analogy. Have 10,000 in money, then debt of 4,000 is erased. That means our debt burden is gone, so our money effectively increased. The sum is 14,000. Now, this is what it means by two negative make a positive. Two negative meeting in this operation produce a positive and the result gets larger. So if someone say two negative make a positive, what they actually mean is case like this. Positive subtracted by negative. Remember this rule well. Next. Positive. Okay. Next. Application in algebra and everyday life. The rules we have learned are not only useful for ordinary numbers, but are also very important in algebra. Algebra is mathematics that use letters as substitutes for unknown number. Example, x added to 9, the sum is 24. To find x, 24 subtracted by 9, the result x is 15. 16 is the same as z subtracted by negative 5. First, simplify the subtraction of negative. Z subtracted by negative 5 is the same as Z added to 5. So 16 separated by 5, the result Z is 11. Negative 3 added to A, the sum is 10. Then A, the result is 10 added to 3, the sum is 13. Application in everyday. In student activity, public transportation. Take bus from campus to boarding house, 3,500 rupiah. Get off to buy food, take another bus, 3,000 rupiah. Total transportation cost is 6,500 rupiah. In boarding, parking at floor -1 basement, going up to 5th floor. Number of floor base is 6 floors. That is all from my presentation. Next, my friend will continue to discuss multiplication and division.
Next slide. Nat. Okay. Multiplication and product. Multiplication is one of the basic operations in mathematics. It is used to calculate the repeated addition of the sum number. In simple terms, multiplication is a faster way to add a number many times. The result of multiplication is called the product. The general form of multiplication is A multiplied by B, the product C. A and B are called factor or number that are multiplied. C is called the product, which is the result of the multiplication. Example, 5 multiplied by 4 and the product 20. This means the number 5 is added 4 times, 5 added 5 added 5 added 5, the sum 20. Next, Nat. Another example, if one day has 25 hours, then the number of hours in 7 days is 25 multiplied by 7 and the product 168. So there are 168 hours in 7 days. Next. Okay, properties of multiplication mathematics. Multiplication has several important properties in mathematics. Number 1, commutative and property. The order of numbers does not change the result. A multiplied by B and the product B multiplied by A. Example, 3 multiplied by 5, the product 5 multiplied by 3, the product 15. Number 2, associative property. Changing the grouping of number does not change the result. If A multiplied B and the product multiplied by C, the product is A multiplied by B multiplied by C. Example, 2 multiplied by 3, the question multiplied by 4. The product 2 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 4, the product 24. Next, Nat. Okay, division and question. The general form of division is A divided by B. The question C. Explanation: A is the divide or number being divided. B is the divisor or number we divided by. C is the question, the result of the division. Next, example: 20 divided by 4, the question 5. This means that 20 is divided into 4 equal parts and each part has a value of 5. A teacher has number 2. A teacher has 30 books and want to distribute them equal to 6 students. 30 divided 6, the question 5. Each student received 5 books. Next, how to say 6 multiplied by 7 and the product is divided by 2 and the question is, berarti kita is 6 is multiplied by 7 and the product is 42, lalu divided by 2 and the question is 11. 21. Berarti 6 is multiplied by 7 and the product is divided by 2 and the question is 21. Next. Okay, got one.
Alright, so maybe I'm the next presenter. Thank you so much, Anissa and Mika, present previously. And previously you learned about addition, multiplied, subtraction, divided, and then you will learn about the square root of and the power of. What is the square root of? A value that when multiplied by itself equal the original number. Example, the square root of 81. 9 if multiplied by itself is 81, right? That's why the name is square root of when multiplied by itself equal the original number. And the symbol of root of this called radical. Many type of root of like the cube root of x, or if the number is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and above it, you can say the fourth root of x, the 5th root of x, like in the PPT. Next slide. Next, please. All right. So next is the power of. What is the power of? The power of is meaning multiplying a base number by itself a specified number of times, indicated by an exponent. Example, 2 squared or 2 to the power of 2 is similar or equivalent of 2 multiplied by 2. That's why the power of is meaning multiply a base number by itself. A base number is 2 multiplied by itself, and a specified number of times is 2 to the power of 2. And how we pronounce if 3, you can pronounce a cube, to cube. If 4, 5, 6, 7, or above, you can pronounce it x to the fourth or x to the power of 4. Any number, you can say that. So the power of is similar of the square root of. Why? You can say the square root of 4 same as 4 to the power of 1/2. Next slide. Maybe I will explain about pronounce in the square root of. Like number one, how we can pronounce it? We can pronounce it is the cube root of 27 to the power of 4 is equivalent of the, the cube root of 27 parenthesis in to the power of 4. Parenthesis is meaning dalam kurung in Indonesian is equivalent of the 3/4 root of 27 is equivalent of 27 to the power of 3/4. How about number 2? How we pronounce number 2, number 3, and number 4, and number 5? How we pronounce it? Number 2, you can pronounce it the square root of the sum of 1 added by 3. Number 3, you can say the square root of the product of 4 multiplied by 5. Number 4, you can pronounce it the square root of the quotient of 8 divided by 2. Number 5, you can say the square root of the difference of 1 subtracted from 5. Next slide. Next slide is another example. How about this one? How we pronounce it, number 1 and number 2? We pronounce it is difference. How we can say number 1? Number 1, you can say the negative 3 parentless to the power of 4. Number 2, you can say the negative 3 to the power of 4. The difference is parenthesis because parenthesis is meaning dalam kurung in Indonesian. Next slide. Example question. You have previously learning about multiplication, addition, difference, and divided. How about how we pronounce it if have a question like this? Number 1, you pronounce it multiplied first. If 10 multiplied by 5 and the product is subtracted from the sum of 6 added by 8 and the sum of 6 added by 8 is added by 70 and the sum is and number 2 you can say the square root of 4 the 2 subtracted from the square root of 4 and the difference is added by the quotient of 10 divided by 20 and the sum is number 3. You can say 4 to the power of 2 added by 3 to the power of 3 and 5 to the power of 2 is subtracted from the sum and the difference is the answer. Number 4, you can say the 4 to the the square root of 4 is subtracted from to the power of 4 and 4 to the power of 2 and then the difference is the answer. Next, if the time is jika waktunya baca itu mungkin ada quiz. Maybe next slide because the time is maybe over. So any question?
Please raise your hand if you have questions.
Raise hand if you have any question. Maybe Nadia Gatrida, you can asking for a question.
Okay, thank you. I wanna ask minus 20 over 7 and minus 3 over 4, which one is the largest number?
Maybe my member wanna answer it or I will be answer it. Oh, kumpul dulu pertanyaannya. Oke, maybe kumpul dulu pertanyaannya ya. Next question. Next question, maybe answer it later. Next, Irene.
Okay, thank you, Gafan, for the kesempatan. So my question is, if multiplication is repeated by addition, why can a negative number multiplied by a positive number and the result always a negative number? Can you explain with that concept? Thank you, Gafan.
You can say repeat it. The question maybe. Repeat the question,
Okay.
please.
So, if multiplication is repeated by addition, why can a negative number multiplied by a positive number and the result always in a negative number? Can you explain with that concept, repeated concept? Thank you, Gafan.
All right. Maybe one more question. Yopan.
Okay, thank you, Gatvan, for your opportunity to me. I have a question. We know from your slide, if the addition is a foundation of all mathematical operation. And so why do many students understand addition, but struggle with multiplication and division?
We know from your side if the addition is a foundation. I don't know. All right, Yopan, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Gatvan.
Maybe I need time to answer it with my member. Give my time. All right, maybe I will answer the question of the Nadia Guetruida. The question is the negative divided by 7 and the negative 3 divided by 4. Which one is the largest number? The largest number is the negative 3 divided by 4. But why? If the number is negative, the smaller your number, the largest the number. Like negative divided by 4 is 0. Blah blah blah. But if the negative 3 divided by 4, the answer is 0. Negative 0. Blah 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 blah. And the negative 20 divided by 7, the answer is the negative 2. Blah 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 blah. So if the number is small in negative, that's the largest number. Maybe that's it. Nadia Getrida, it's answered.
Yes, thank you.
Okay. Maybe next, my member wanna answer it. My member.
Okay, I will answer your Fando question. The question is, on third slide, it was explained that addition is the foundation of all mathematical operation. Is it true that all mathematical operations come from addition? What about operation like division or algebraic concept? Can they still be explained using the idea of addition? Because multiplication and division are more abstract concepts and require memorization. Addition can be calculated directly using finger or real object, but multiplication requires memorizing times table and division requires understanding the reverse of multiplication. That's why students who already understand addition don't necessarily immediately understand multiplication and division. It's answer it, Yovan.
Yeah, it's enough for me. Thank you, Anissa.
Okay.
Okay, I'm answer a question, Irene. A question, Irene. If multiplication is a repeated addition, why can a negative number multiplied by a positive number result in a negative number? If we view multiplication is repeated addition, 3 multiplied by negative 4 means 8, negative 4 3 times, negative 4, 8, negative 4, 8, negative 4, the sum, negative 12. Negative 3 multiplied by 4 can be with as the opposite of adding 4 3 times. For added 4 added 4, the sum multiplied negative, the product negative 12. Essentially, you are scaling a depth or a direction of number line which is keep you in the negative territory. Answer, Irene?
Yes, that's enough. Thank you, Lisa.
All right, maybe that's enough. The question, ma'am, you have some question about my presentation, about our presentation, ma'am?
One moment ya. Bentar ya. Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, thank you, Group 1, for your presentation about number operation. Yeah, and I think the presentation is good. It's just some of you still read from the slide. Yeah, So please try not to read from the slides. Try to show me your ability to present in English. So be more, what is it, natural gitu ya, supaya presentasi itu lebih natural, nggak baca, nggak kaku gitu. Content wise, I don't think there's a problem with the content. What you are presenting is okay. And for now, I don't have any questions for group one. And I would also like to thank all the questions from the participants. I hope next week there'll be more questions coming from the participants. Okay. And today I'm still on. I'm still out of campus, so I cannot open my laptop at the moment. So there's no quiz for today. Considering maybe this is the last week before the big holiday, so it's okay, yeah. We are a little bit relaxed today, no quiz. Okay, so I think that's all for today's presentation and question and answer. If there's no more question from the audience, do you still have any questions? Okay. If there's no question, I think that's enough for today. Thank you so much, everyone, for your active participation. Please keep up the good work, yeah? Be more active next week or the week after that, yeah? I think next week we have a holiday, yeah? Okay. Next meeting. Okay. So, thank you and have a good day. I'll see you again next meeting. Okay. Bye, everyone. Assalamualaikum.
Thank you, ma'am.
Waalaikumsalam.
Waalaikumsalam. Thank you, ma'am.
Evaluation.
Waalaikumsalam. Thank you, ma'am.